Hey, Pete the Peptide Guy here, back on the podcast lane. So today we have a special guest, and I have no idea what this is, but you're really going to dumb it down for me and explain it because I need some help here. This is Lisa Rehurek. Rehurek, sorry. And what is an RFP?
An RFP is a request for proposal.
Okay.
And so any government entity anywhere or most corporations are going to send out RFPs to get vendors to bid on business. So if you want to do work with the government, which I highly recommend, or if you want to do work with large corporations, you're probably going to come across an RFP.
Okay. So what sort of proposal, like what does that entail?
So it's generally a list of questions that they ask and requirements and qualifications. It's a pain in the butt. It's very dry. It's not fun. But you have to answer these questions. You have to, especially for the government ones, you have to answer them right. You have to get all the requirements right. And then they will evaluate you amongst all the other bidders to see who's going to win the business.
Got it. And before we started shooting, you mentioned your business name.
Rehurek Enterprises is the overarching business name.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So that's how you come in, huh?
Yeah. Well, we're the RFP Success Company as a DBA, but yeah.
That's
yeah,
really
but we
cool.
come in like a Rehurek.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Awesome. Where did you see the need to in the industry for this to be popular?
Sure. So I used to work at a corporation that did Medicaid managed care actuarial rate setting. How's that for a little bit of like...
Say that twice.
And so they did work with state governments, and the way that they got their business was through RFPs. And so I did that for many, many years. And then when I went out on my own, I would have ex-colleagues call me asking if I would help with RFPs, and I was a little desperate. So I was like, sure, I'll do anything, but how boring is this? And one thing led to another, and now I have a whole company with employees and everything, and there's a ton of people out there that need it. You know, the government buys everything.
Yeah.
If you think they buy widgets, they buy consulting services, they buy mortuary transportation services, they buy everything. So you can bid on all of that.
On all of it, huh? Wow,
Yeah.
that's really, it's super interesting, and now to understand what the acronym is, it's kind of really more interesting, to be honest with you. It's not that, you don't realize how much the government does buy, right? And what people need to propose to purchase those things.
Yep.
So what's the biggest mistake that most people make in proposals?
I would say the biggest mistake is that they think that all they have to do is answer this RFP. All they have to do is answer the questions, submit a proposal, and oh my gosh, we'll win a multi-million-dollar contract. Right. But it's not like that. The best companies, the companies that are in the 60, 70, 80% win rates, are very proactive. They're doing things. It's part of their business development strategy. They understand how to build relationships before that RFP comes out. They understand that they've got to have a strategy, because if they don't have that strategy, all they're doing is bidding cold, what we call cold. They have a less than a 5% chance of winning. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to chase it after that at all.
Yeah, 5% doesn't sound really good at all. No. And all the time and money you put into that, and just to have a 5% chance is not really...
It's horrible, yeah. I mean, even the industry average at 20%, that's like 1 in 5 that you might win. It's a lot. They're a lot of work. I don't want to go chasing after those. Yeah. So you make it very convenient for your clients to be able to navigate that world. Yeah, we know what to do, right? We've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing it for over 30 years. My team's been doing it for a very long time. So we know what it takes to win. We've also been evaluators too. So we know what the people that are scoring them are looking for, and we know how to build trust and how to help you stand out so that you are positioned to get the win versus just you going in, and it's not just about answering the questions. It's marketing and sales kind of all bundled into one thing, right?
Yeah, I would say when you're dealing with these two, you have to be very intimate with the clientele you're working with, right?
Yep. We ask them a lot of questions about themselves, and frankly, they don't always know.
Yeah.
Those are the companies that are down in the 20% win rates, right? They don't know enough about themselves to be able to position. You got to position yourself against the competitors in any business, right? Mm-hmm. You have to differentiate yourself. There's got to be something that stands out. And you have to do that on paper. It's harder on paper sometimes to do that. And you got to build trust on paper, which is sometimes really hard. But those are the key pieces that you've got to do.
Yeah. Now you've said that word twice. Now I've caught up on it. Trust.
Yeah.
So trust is very big in your industry.
Trust is very big because, the government contracts are 1, 2, 3 years, 5-year contracts, and they don't want to have mud on their faces, right? Those evaluators, the buyer does not want to have mud on their face and pick the wrong person. So, and I'll give an example. If there's a large corporation bidding against a small company, they're probably always going to pick that large corporation because they just automatically trust their financials are in order, that they've been around for a long time, they know what they're doing. Whereas like the small company, like, are they stable? Are they going to fold in the middle of this? Can they handle the volume? And so there's some automatic trust. The smaller companies have to build that trust more than the bigger companies do.
Yeah, no, and I would think that is one of the things that a lot of people get weary of when they work with companies like that, right? Is can I trust you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line is,
Yep.
what are you going to, what are you going to do for this me now just to get me in? And then you're going to see you later kind of thing, or you're going to be with me for the entire ride.
Right. Because in an RFP proposal, you can say anything. Really, right? So you're writing down, here's everything that we're going to do for you, but actually, can you do it? Have you done it before? How much have you done it? Have you done it successfully? And those are the things that have to really come across to the evaluators to get that trust.
Yeah. So you're also on the education side of it as well. So you're educating them on kind of like getting to know themselves and putting themselves out there to position themselves for a good proposal. I wanted to say that 5 times fast. That didn't work. So when should companies stop handling proposals and basically seek you guys out?
There's a few different times that we highly recommend it. One, if you're only bidding on maybe 6 to 10 proposals a year, it probably doesn't make sense for you to hire internally. So that's one place. The second place is if you're pulling salespeople off the street, if you're having your administrative assistant pull together this proposal, all of that is a big no because they're not qualified. And can they answer the questions? Sure. First of all, salespeople are the worst to do the attention to detail, right? That's not their skill set. Like, get them out on the streets doing what they need to do. And so if you've got piecemeal people pulling things together and you're losing a lot, that's why you don't have a professional team of people. We have 5 different roles that we bring to the table. If you're going to hire those 5 roles, it's going to cost you $500,000 a year probably in total comp, or you can outsource to a company like ours that come in and we know what we're doing and you don't have to manage us and motivate us and any of that stuff.
Yeah. So you mentioned not hiring internal, right? What are the downsides to that? Because some companies would say, oh, well, you know what? They've worked for me for this amount of years. I trust them.
Right.
They've been loyal. What's...
I think the downside is if you can't have a full professional proposal team and you've only got one person, you're doing them a disservice because it's a lot to put on one person and they're likely not going to win very much. So if you can't hire the full team, or again, you're kind of piecemealing people together from other roles and trying to get them to respond. You really need if you want to be in the 60, 70, 80% win rate, you've got to have a professional proposal team. That's where that's the only time you're going to win at that rate. And you're either going to build it or buy it.
Yeah.
And we're the buy it. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really good to know because I know there's a lot of businesses and that will say, oh, well, why do I need the extra expense?
Yes.
Right. So how do you navigate that?
It comes down to a little bit of mindset. So where you want to go win a $2 million contract, but you're not willing to invest in an external consultant for maybe $10,000 or $15,000. What are you doing?
Right.
Internally, you would be paying $400,000, $500,000 a year for the team versus hiring us only when you need us. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, no, it does. And it makes perfect sense, right? I mean, to spend $20,000, to get $2 million, it doesn't seem like a lot. And
right.
And if that's your issue, then you got other problems than that.
100%.
Yeah.
So those are the clients that really come and work with us. They know, like, look, this is not our skill set. We don't want to build it internally. We know we need the expertise. We're going to hire somebody. And we focus on state and local contracts. We don't deal with federal because it's a whole other beast.
Okay.
So when people want really that good state local expertise, they come to us.
Okay, yeah. So that was actually a follow-up question I was going to have. Is it all national? Is it local? Is it state? And you just answered that. So that's actually really good for your audience to know that.
Yeah, and we do work nationally, but we work on state contracts and local contracts versus, military and federal and all of the big things there.
Gotcha. Yeah. And again, because of the intimacy of what you do with your clients, and it's okay to say that word because you have to be, right, in order to service them properly.
Yeah.
There are probably other companies like yours out there.
Yep.
Which we're not mentioning.
Yeah.
And why pick Lisa's team? Why pick the Hurricane?
Yep. I would say that we are probably one of the only boutique firms. So there's a lot of one-off consultants out there, right? We're one of the only boutique firms that focuses solely on state and local. It's what we call SLED, state, local, and education.
Okay.
Most companies focus first on federal because that's where the big bucks are, and then they'll take state. But it's kind of like the ugly stepchild, right? For us, we're all about state and local. So that's really we've been doing that for 8 years now. Okay. And we know that space. We know those evaluators. We don't know them personally, but we know the evaluators and we know how to get the wins.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, again, thank you for clearing up RFP, because when I saw it, I thought it was like, oh, really fine people.
Well, that too.
Okay,
there
you go. Hey, that works as well.
And also, can I just sneak in real quick?
Sure.
We have a 78% win rate, which is really high. So that's another reason why people come to us.
That is a great stat to put out there too, because if I'm winning almost 80%, that's pretty good. Yeah. I'm hanging with you. I got you. So Lisa, to close this out, how can people reach you?
I would say LinkedIn is the best place. So go to LinkedIn, Lisa Rehurek, look me up. You can probably type in REH and it'll pop up because there's not very many names at that, but Lisa Rehurek on LinkedIn.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast, Lane, and it was great to meet you.
Thanks for having me. Great to meet you as well.